Tonight's talk with your host Reggie B. Come on, let's all join in. Free your voice, it's your choice, alright here. Oh, simply straight talk.
Thank you for working out with me. I so needed to burn off some of this negative energy and stress in my life.
Oh, girl. After everything that's happened over the past couple of weeks, let me tell you, I can run from here to Spain and still beat the hell out of James and Andrew. Do you want to come in for a smoothie?
You don't have to ask me twice. As for bag breath, the next time I see him, just know I'm throwing hands. And I promise you, I'm going to break my bat across his jaw. Then I'm going to grab my aluminum bat and go to work on every bone in his body.
As much as I like the sound of that, and believe me, girl, I really do. You know what? I think we should be the mature ones in this situation.
Okay, I know you have lost your mind. What kind of psychic mind trick are they using on you? Listen, I say we roll up right now.
No, wait, hold up. Hear me out, Foxy Brown. Ooh, I think he gets a kick out of these little games he's playing, man. So we just need to stay cool. Don't allow ourselves to get caught up in his pettiness and all that shit.
I hear what you're saying, and that makes perfect sense. But on the other hand, we could beat the pettiness out of him and be mature about doing our jail time. Wow, somebody is knocking on the door like they're trying to break the lock.
I'm not expecting anybody. Oh, wait, it must be Reggie. That does sound like his panic knock.
Please let the crazy friend of ours in. He's probably just getting the details of everything that went down.
Okay, stop banging on my door, crazy man, and get in here. Can I help you?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Sergeant Miles, and this is Inspector Edmonds. Are you Angelique Doreen?
Yes, is there a problem?
Well, ma'am, on behalf of the Magistrate Court System, I am here to serve you these papers regarding a motion for a restraining order filed by the plaintiff, Mr. James Baker.
What the hell? No, you can take that shit with you. Bye-bye.
Hey, what is the complaint about? And why are you coming in her house banging on the door like it's a damn drug bust? This is not right.
May I ask your name, please?
Why? You trying to hand me some bullshit too?
Ma'am, I'm just doing my job. Please lower your voice and watch your language.
Whatever. You will not intimidate me. My name is Melissa Jacira. That's Melissa, and the last name is Jas.
Ma'am, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm only here to do my job. Melissa Jacira, on behalf of the Magistrate Court System, I'm here to serve you these papers as well regarding a motion for a restraining order filed by the plaintiff, Mr. James Baker.
No, but explain. Why are we being served these papers? What exactly did we do?
Yes, somebody needs to explain this to us, like right now.
As of now, the only information I have is that the county clerk's office will schedule a hearing before a magistrate judge. The hearing should be scheduled within 15 days of the filing of this complaint. That information is also inside the documents I have given you. Now, it must occur at least 5 days after the defendant, or in this case, defendants, have been served. The clerk will let you know when and where the hearing will take place. Thank you for your time, and have a good day, ladies.
No. You can have a bad damn day and get out of my house. Okay, I'm pissed now. Now I'm pissed, girl. All that mature stuff I was talking, scratch that. Not happening. This weird punk motherfucker James. Oh, I hate him.
I'm texting Reggie now. I don't know if this is some boys club mess, but he has some explaining to do.
Good idea. You know what? You send that text and I'll call him. He has to answer one of us, or I know something is up, right?
Okay, I just texted him 911 and the emergency code word.
Okay, that's weird. Hold on.
What happened? You dialed the wrong number?
No, but the phone rang. And it sounded like he answered, then hung up. Wait a minute, but now it's going straight to voicemail.
It's me, it's Reggie B. Leave your name and number after the beep. It's your dime, now spend it.
Hey, Simply Straight Talk family. Welcome to the Simply Straight Talk Show, where every topic is a hot topic, and hot topics are all about that real talk. Now here's your host, Reggie.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Simply Straight Talk Show. This is your host, Reggie Maddox. Man, and today, let me go ahead and say thank you. I appreciate you guys for listening. I ask that you please stick with the show. I'm really enjoying all the comments and feedback. Today, we're just going to go ahead and get into the show, man, because I wanted to do topics for season 9 that I think people can really use today, especially with everything going on. I'm not just talking about the pandemic. I'm talking about the emotional and the mental state, the relationship status of a lot of people right now, the high stress levels. So what I want to talk about today is understanding the sense of being and the sense of belonging. And I think it's very important. And I thought about this when I came up with this topic. I was thinking like, man, I wish when I was younger that I had this information or I had this knowledge. So this applies to you, whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s. Sometimes we do get in a situation to where we don't understand our sense of being and we don't understand our sense of belonging, and we get the two mixed up. And when we do that, we end up creating sort of dilemmas for ourselves. Now, first, I want to start off with a sense of being, because a sense of being is referred to as a person who is at peace with him or herself. You're grateful for your blessings. You're aware of your frailness. You're grounded, compassionate. You're empathetic. You recognize, who you are. Okay. So that's sort of like a brief introduction to a sense of being. But I want to go a little bit deeper, and I want to break it down into a person who has an understanding of their sense of being versus a person who has reached their sense of being. And I want to do it this way because I can give you definitions, and all the definitions from Psychology Today to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, all of the definitions are going to pretty much sound the same as what I just told you. But I want to break it down a little further, and I want to start with sense of being. Now, we're going to start with sense of being first, because people without an understanding of their sense of being are more likely to live their lives simply going through the motions, okay? Emotionally, they find themselves scattered socially, professionally, and personally. And they may also feel isolated and alienated, from others, because they don't feel they have any real connections to other people. They don't have any real connections within their job, careers, relationships. They just don't feel that anything is real. There's no true connection. Now, they may also exhibit, erratic behavior, such as being outgoing and passionate at one moment. At times they're happy, they're on top of the world. And then on the other hand, out of nowhere, they seem depressed and conflicted. And some people have mastered the art of looking into a physical mirror without ever looking at themselves, but only the actions at the moment. Let me give you an example. Like, say a woman is putting on makeup and she is not happy about her sense of being. She can look in the mirror, but she's focused on her cheeks. She's focused on her lips. She's focused on what she's doing with her makeup, her hair. She's not really focused on who she is. She doesn't really look herself in the face. She's focused on the actions that she's doing. And they're so intently focused on the process of whatever they're doing. Even in the mirror, they don't make eye contact with themselves. It can be a person getting dressed, a man doing his hair. Your focus is solely on the process, and you remove yourself from the mirror quickly once you're done. That's it. You don't look back. You're looking at your clothes. You never make eye contact because it's like looking at you and your reality right now, and you don't want to see it. Lacking a sense of being, it leads some people to think that they need to attach themselves and be accepted by other people and organizations. And not saying that these other organizations or people are valid, it's not saying that these other organizations or people are bad, but they feel they have to be attached. And this leads to problems because you have to understand you need to have a sense of being. Now, what I just told you is I wanted to give you an example, and I want to give you some things that a person who is without an understanding of their sense of being. Okay? So that may relate to you. It can relate to me because some people don't really have a true sense of their being. Now let me share with you something about a person who has reached their sense of being. I want to give you the opposite, okay? Now, for those who have reached their sincere sense of being now, they have achieved self-acceptance, their self-understanding, along with mental and emotional peace. They've achieved that. They've achieved self-understanding. They've achieved self-acceptance. And they got mental and emotional peace. Now that's a huge thing right there, because a lot of us are struggling with that. You know, and they do not see themselves as being the perfect person. They don't think perfect. They don't act like they're perfect. They have just accepted the reality of their flaws. They know their strengths. They know their weaknesses. And they accept the mistakes of their past. People with a sense of being have selected a path in life that gives them confidence and reflects what they believe in. It reflects what they believe in. So it is who they are, and they've accepted who they are. And like I said, it don't mean they're arrogant. It don't mean they're stuck up. It don't mean they think they're better than anybody. It's just that they looked at themselves and said, you know what? This is my life right now. I understand it. I know I made bad mistakes. I know I made bad decisions, but I can be better. I'm not going to live that. I'm not going to stay in that. Okay? They do not feel a sense of obligation to prove themselves to others or to be accepted by everyone in order to feel accomplished in life. And many people really feel like they cannot be accomplished in life, that if other people don't co-sign and approve everything they do, if they don't get confirmation from other people, they feel like they don't matter. Everything they do don't matter. That's why it's important to have a sincere sense of being. Because people with a true sense of being, they're in control of their emotions. And normally they remain balanced socially, personally, and professionally. They have a realistic image of themselves. They are not delusional about where they are in life. They're not delusional about the challenges that they're facing ahead. They don't feel they have to wear a social mask to hide who they are or what they have been through, because to do that means to deny their true sense of being. See, I hope I'm making it clear that you understand what it is to have a sense of being and what it is to be without a sense of being. That's what I want you to understand. That's the first thing we want to get clear about sense of being. Okay? You want to do more than just go through the motions, because that's what a person who doesn't have a sense of being does, because they feel, confused. They feel like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I belong. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Do people like me? Do people not like me? And they really do. They feel like they're just depressed and conflicted a lot about a lot of things in their life, because they don't feel they have a true sense of being, because they don't have what it is about themselves under control. It's not under control. So if you don't know who you are as a person and your sense of being, that inner peace, you know what I'm saying? That self-understanding, that self-acceptance about your life, then it's hard for you to move forward. Now, we did sense of being. Let's move into sense of belonging. Now, with a sense of belonging, it's more of a need to be like a part of something that gives you a sense of purpose, a feeling, a connection to a group, or organization, a person, you know what I'm saying? Boyfriend, girlfriend, kids, family, job. It's a feeling that is particularly important to some because it gives their life value and it helps them with coping with their own emotions. So that's why some people really feel like they have to have a sense of belonging. For some people, they find belongings in church. Some find it with friends, some with family, some people on social media, which is very popular now. A lot of people use social media to find their sense of belonging. A sense of belonging may improve your motivation, health, and happiness. It's true. It really does. Everybody wants to belong to something, to someone. Everybody wants to belong to something that makes them feel like they contribute something. They're giving something back. But what happens when you come across a person who lacks a sense of belonging? Now, we want to break this one down too. A person who lacks a sense of belonging and a person who's found their sense of belonging. Now, a person who lacks a sense of belonging, they may struggle with self-confidence and they may find themselves becoming attached to any individual, organization, any platform or group that displays the simplest gesture of courtesy, despite its authenticity. And when a person is unable to find a sense of belonging, I guarantee you, they may experience depression or become emotionally defeated, questioning their every ability to contribute to society and to others. Because they really feel like, I don't belong to anything. I'm not a part of anything. And when you feel like you don't belong to anything, you will start to feel like, maybe there's nothing in this world for me. Maybe there's nobody for me. When you don't have a sense of belonging, it does leave a void in your life. It leaves a void. And when you have a void in your life because you just don't seem to be fulfilled in the things you're doing. And when you attach to people who really are not people that you belong with, who don't fulfill your sense of belonging, it makes it even worse. You know what I'm saying? It's like putting oral gel on a toothache. The pain is still there. It eases it a little bit. But once it's gone, here it comes. It's right back. But now, let's look at the flip side of that. Let's look at a person who has found their sense of belonging, okay? Because a person who has found their sense of belonging has defined and determined what individuals, what people, or what organizations they need to associate with in life. They know who they want in their life. They know the personalities. They know the characteristics. They know the path. So that's why when they define it, because they found their sense of belonging. They're not jumping from here to there or anybody that'll take them. They don't want to be accepted by everyone. They position themselves to where their contributions and their passions are shared among others with similar interests. When a person has found their sense of belonging, they are able to strategically move ahead in life because they don't dedicate time to non-productive organizations, platforms, individuals, or relationships. They have a clear expectation, as a matter of fact, regarding personal relationships, and what makes them more selective is the fact that they are looking for realistic. They are realistic regarding their expectations for those they connect with in their personal and professional space. And to me, that's a huge thing because a lot of us, when you don't have a sense of belonging, you will connect and attach yourself to anybody that accepts you or anybody that seems close to what you feel like, oh, I would love to belong to them because, he says this or he says, she says that. They may say one thing that seems to be on the same mindset as you, but the rest of their views are totally in the left field, not even close to what you think. But you feel like because they got that one little comment that you can attach yourself to them. And you have to be careful about that because normally when you attach yourself to people like that, you're going to end up disappointed. But people who have found their sense of belonging, like I said, they have already defined where I want to belong, and they determine what individuals or organizations they want to associate with because they want to make sure they understand that my sense of belonging is not based on you. My sense of belonging is based on me, what I need. Because you can find what you want. The thing is, what do you need as far as belonging? You know what I'm saying? What do you need? What do you need from people who you feel you want to belong with? Who you want to belong with you? What is it? And I think a lot of us really overlook that. We don't think about that. You know, that group seems cool. They're a bunch of rich people. You know, they're a bunch of celebrities. Oh, they seem to be up and coming. I want to be a part of them. I want to belong to them. But why? Do they have a true interest in your professional, your emotional health, your physical health? Or are you just another subscriber? Are you just another listener? Are they giving you information? Are they giving you quality content? Are they giving you something that's going to make your belonging valuable to you and to them? It should be a mutual exchange. Not just you funding their organization, not just you giving to them, but you should be getting something back from it that makes you better, that makes you grow to where you feel empowered, you feel motivated, you feel inspired. But you know what? We're gonna dig deeper into this when I come back right after the break. Y'all stay with us.
Free your mind, free your voice right here on Simply Straight Talk.
Hey, we all know that Atlanta, Georgia is a big city, and sometimes you might need just a little bit of help. But you know what? That's why we have Legs Concierge Services. Are you looking for someone to help you with errands, event planning, dog walking, organizing, shopping, or maybe you're in need of a personal assistant? Then you need to contact Legs Concierge Services, operating in Atlanta, Georgia. For more information on these and additional services, contact rarmstrong105@gmail.com. That's rarmstrong105@gmail.com. Remember, time is precious, so let Legs Concierge Services help you enjoy it so much better.
We hope you're enjoying the show. As our listeners, this show is made possible because of your support. Make sure you click the subscribe button and leave a comment. Thank you for being a part of the show, and now back to your host, Reggie Maddox.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to today's show, man. Today we are talking about understanding the sense of being and the sense of belonging. And in the first part of the show, I gave a brief definition of the sense of being and the sense of belonging. Then I gave you what it is to have a sense of being and not have a sense of being. Then I told you what it is to have a sense of belonging and then what it is to not have a sense of belonging. Because the thing we have to understand is you cannot confuse the two. But now that we have identified some key factors surrounding sense of belonging and sense of being, can you see how people may get these confused and why some people are unable to steady themselves in life? Because some people think that a sense of being is a sense of belonging, and that's not true. A sense of belonging is the people, the organizations that's in your life. A sense of being is you. The sense of being is you being comfortable, you being okay, you accepting where you are and who you are. That's a sense of being. But now, let's begin to examine how can we use this information to your benefit? How can you use this information to build your self-confidence, make better choices in your life regarding relationships, create steps to understand your own sense of being without it being defined by other people? How can you recognize your sense of belonging without being emotionally compromised by others? See, these are the things that we need to discuss. These are the things that we need to understand. Because too often we do confuse a sense of being and a sense of belonging. And when you try to intertwine the two, things normally don't work out. So that's why it's important that you understand that you establish your sense of being. Once you establish your sense of being, then you're going to be comfortable and defining and understanding where you belong and who belongs in your life. But let's get into this conversation because I want to give you some tips that I think that can really help you, that can help you not only grow personally, but professionally. And I think if you apply these things to your life, you're going to see a difference. You may not have all the stress you have right now. You may realize that you're fighting battles that's not even worth your energy or time. But to get started, we're going to start off with exploring 3 tips for establishing your sense of being. Okay? And the first, I call it the toughest challenge. And the toughest challenge about your sense of being is that you're going to have to find your sense of being is bringing yourself into the full reality of where your life is today. That's going to be your toughest challenge. Your toughest challenge is going to be you finding your sense of being and bringing yourself to the reality of where your life is today and accepting your mistakes, accepting your past, accepting your flaws, your strengths, your weaknesses. That's going to be the toughest challenge. Remember I said in the earlier part that sometimes a person who don't really have a good sense of being will have a hard time actually standing in front of the mirror and actually looking themselves in the eyes because you see where you are right now, not where you want to be. Part of you getting your sense of being is taking on that challenge, man. It's taking on that challenge. Say, look, this is where I'm at right now. Yes, I made mistakes, but you know what? I'm going to work on it. I'm going to take my time step by step and come out of this. I'm not going to be depressed. I'm not going to be negative. I'm just going to accept the fact that, hey, it happened. It happened. Now I'm going to move forward. You have to remember, no one is perfect. No one is without flaws. You and I have both made mistakes in our life. Even if I question why I'm not further in my life, and I do that sometimes. We all do that. Why didn't I do this when I was younger? Why didn't I make this decision? Why did I end that relationship? Why did I do that? That was stupid. That was dumb. How am I going to recover? None of that is going to help you. None of that. None of those thoughts are going to help you. None of those questions are going to help you, except the fact that you made those decisions and their mistakes. They were I call them learning stops. Okay. You made those choices, and now you're picking up the pieces and you're moving on. You're moving on. Because the thing about it is, you can't let your past define you. And you have to fully understand and know that it will not define you and you're ready to move forward. So that's the toughest challenge of self-being, is really just accepting where you are. So I want you to accept where you are right now. It doesn't mean you're going to stay there. It doesn't mean you're going to wallow in it. It's just saying, hey, I made mistakes, man. I messed up. Let me put this back together. It may take some time. It may take a year. It may take 2 years. It may take 3 years. But I'm going to put it back together. Piece by piece, taking my time, doing it the right way. I accept where I am. I'm going to get my life under control. Now, the next step, because the toughest challenge was accepting the fact of where you are right now and admitting your mistakes and moving forward. Now you have to calm your mind. You got to calm your mind. Because once you accept the fact that you see where you are in life, all types of thoughts are going to run through your mind. Calming your mind means that you're finding a sense of being to understand your emotions and what triggers your negative and positive feelings. You understand what I'm saying? Find a sense of being means to understand your emotions and what triggers your negative and positive feelings. You have to figure that out. And the way you do this is by calming your mind, because you're going to get a lot of thoughts going through your mind. Now, it does not mean that you have to live an emotionless life, but it will help you to develop a more positive thought process, which can lead to a more creative thinking, and it enables you to be more productive and have more productive results in life. Soon you will begin to understand and see the difference in wasted energy and time with emotions over things that you cannot control or people who just live to see other people in misery. Calm your mind. Get control of your emotions. Because once you understand when you need to display emotions and when you don't, you're probably going to come to the realization that a lot of times you're getting upset, you're getting angry for no reason. And you're wasting a lot of time and energy. And a lot of people do that. They're crafting angry emails. They'll spend up to 30 minutes to an hour trying to figure out how to send an angry email. And really, it brings no results. You get nothing from it. Move on. Somebody says something to you don't like, move on. You know, I did a video on YouTube about these two women fighting inside a Walmart over a PS5. And I'm like, that's what you call wasted time, wasted energy. If you have the sense of being to calm your mind, you recognize the things that are of value. You recognize the things that, okay, yes, I need to stand up for this. But you understand that wasted energy is fighting over something materialistic that brings no real value to your life. Think about that. Learn to calm your mind and redirect that energy to something that's more productive. Next, we got to talk about embracing your passions and start exploring. Because a lot of people say, well, I don't know where I belong in life. You know, I don't understand, how am I going to find inner peace? What is it that you enjoy doing? Having a sense of being requires you to know and do things that you have a passion for in life. Not what your friends, family, or social media posts like or say. What is it that you enjoy? What do you know? Do you know what you really enjoy in life, what you're passionate about? Is it fishing, writing? You like going to the museums? You like photography, taking pictures? Do you like doing community services, helping people out, feeding people? Do you enjoy arts and craft, designing? You like working in the church? You like working with kids? You like working with the elderly? I mean, these are the things that's not hard to find out. A lot of people say, I don't understand. I don't know what my passions are. That's because you're not taking the time to really do the things to find out. Try something. If you like painting, or you say, oh, you know what? Painting looks kind of fun. I wish I can try. Stop saying you wish you can do something and just go do it. That's how you find your passion. That's why I say embrace your passions or start exploring. Because when you start exploring things, then you start to come to understand the things that you want to do, the things you want to try. That's how you find your passion. You can't find your passion doing things that other people want to do that they enjoy, but you don't enjoy. Or just sitting at home hoping that something falls in your lap, or you happen to see something on TV. If you are unsure, then start exploring different things until you find what it is you feel good about doing and it excites you. It doesn't matter if other people think your passion for recycling or making a new type of sponge is stupid. Do you remember Aaron Cross? Aaron Cross? Yeah, Aaron Cross. He went on Shark Tank with the thing called Scrub Daddy. Now, since it launched, his sponge company, Scrub Daddy, has done $209 million in sales. Just imagine how many people probably told him making a sponge was stupid. So whatever you're passionate about, do it. Don't let other people define, your passion. Go out, man. Explore your passions. You know what I'm saying? Embrace your passion. If you got a passion, embrace it. Don't let other people define it. Figure out what it is you like and what you enjoy. Now, let's look at sense of belonging, okay? Because if you don't have a grasp on your sense of being, then you complicate your life in regards to where you belong and who belongs in your life. You see, it's important to understand what it is you need to belong to, but it's also important to understand where you need to get your sense of belonging from. Too often, we crave a sense of belonging from unfulfilling relationships, careers, organization, and even social media. Belonging to something is more than just being able to say, oh, I'm a subscriber, or, I'm a part of this organization, or I hang out with this person, you know what I'm saying? Or this group, I work for this company, I date this person. A true sense of belonging comes from being in an association with individuals, with groups, with jobs or organizations, to where your voice, your ideas, your thoughts, and your emotions and physical state are valued. If you're not getting that, are you getting a true sense of belonging? You should feel inspired and motivated in the places that you're seeking to belong to. And this also applies to personal relationships as well. You should be getting those things to whoever you feel you want to be a part of, and whoever you want to be a part of your life. You know what I'm saying? If you want to belong to something, if you have a sense of belonging, you should be getting those things and giving those things. It should be a mutual exchange. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not feeling value, if your emotional and physical health is not being considered, something's wrong. Something's wrong. It's important. Like I said, it is so important to understand what it is you need when it comes to belonging to someone or to something. Now, here's something that I'll be honest. I really struggled with this for a long time. I really did. But selecting the wrong place to belong. Now, selecting the wrong place to belong to is something we have all experienced, and you may be experiencing it right now, because it's so easy to get a false sense of belonging, especially in places that are like customer service oriented, like restaurant, bars, strip clubs, online dating, basically any place where you are paying for a service. Because when you go throughout your day without hearing, kind words, nobody flirts with you, nobody really smiles at you unless they want something, and no one seems to really give you any attention without adding some type of high stress factors to your life. Okay? So these places can become a go-to for a sense of belonging. They can. You go to a restaurant or bar, that waiter or waitress that always sees you there greets you with a smile, and they're happy, they're serving you. So now you're feeling sort of, okay, wow, I sort of feel appreciated. But they want a tip. Come on now, you know what it is. They want a tip. If you go to a strip club, it's the same thing. Yes, the girls are pretty for the women. The guys are however y'all like guys. But, when you go to a strip club, let's be honest. I used to go to strip clubs. I'm not going to lie. I used to go to strip clubs. And for me, I think it was really the fact of the attention. You got a woman, and sometimes it wasn't even about the dancing. It wasn't about the woman dancing with me. It was the fact that you got this woman who's like, oh, okay, she's attractive, she's nice. But for me, sometimes it was just really great conversation. It was just really great conversation. Although in the back of my mind, I knew this is all fake. I'm basically going to have to pay her for this conversation and her time. It was the closest thing I thought I could get as far as having a real stress-free conversation and just laugh about anything or whatever. And sometimes that's what it is. And that's what I mean. Sometimes we select the wrong places to seek a belonging from. And we do that sometimes. Now, in some cases, people would give you a sense of belonging, because you're treating and it benefits their needs. But you accept it because it works for the moment and it takes the edge off of the emotional pain you feel. Now, this is the time to evaluate who feeds you positive energy and who gives you honest feedback, who checks on you, who engages with you without having expectations of doing something for them. You got to start creating a new circle of people, places, and organizations that see the value in you without trying to make you their clone. Next, real quick, because I know I'm kind of going over a little bit here, but I think this is important. Single and needing a sense of belonging. To someone, you can create a problem in your life if you don't know and understand what it is you need. Often we engage in relationships with people out of our desire to be with someone who in reality, that person is not who you belong with. And they offer nothing you need for emotional support or self-improvement. So for this reason, it's really important to understand and dedicate yourself mentally, emotionally, and time-wise to people and relationships that fulfill your true sense of belonging and not just entertainment for the moment, because it's going to wear off. It's going to wear off. And then you're going to be asking yourself, why am I here? Why is this person here? Why am I with this person? Why don't they just break up with me and leave? I'm so tired of this. This is not working. It's not even worth the headache. So that's why when you're single and you are feeling this need to belong to someone or to be in a relationship, you got to be careful about who you feel like you want to get your sense of belonging from. Because getting it from the wrong person, it will drive you up the wall. Trust me, I'm telling you from experience. One of these days, I'm gonna do a tell-all on that story. Hey, but listen, we're gonna take a quick break, and I'll be right back with the final thoughts of today's show.
Don't even think about it. We got more straight talk just for you.
Hey, are you looking for some great music, upbeat and with a positive voice? Well, the song I Stand With You is exactly what you need. This timeless song has a pop version sung by Audrey Carmel. And a reggae version sung by General Steele, now known as Revelation.
Now I know some days you may feel blue, Lord. Trust in your greatness to see you through.
These songs are now available on iTunes and other digital platforms for download. Don't miss out. Get your copy today.
Give life your best, and I know.
Are you ready for the straight truth? Reggie, what's the final word for today?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the final thoughts of today's show. Today we talked about understanding the sense of being versus sense of belonging. And I think a lot of us are getting it confused. And it's not because we're stupid. It's not because we're lazy or ignorant. It's just the simple fact that we're going through life and we're trying to fit in. We're trying to put things together. Everybody wants to live a life to where they feel comfortable, not only financially, they want their health to be good. They want their mental health to be good, but also socially. We want to have a good, healthy lifestyle. But if we are unable to put together and understand our own sense of being, of who we are, what we believe, what we want to do, then it's very difficult to find your sense of belonging. Because if you can't figure out and come to the understanding of this is who I am, this is where I came from, this is where I want to go, then it is going to be very difficult for you to find out what you want to do. What type of relationships you want to belong to, what type of companies you want to belong to. When you talk about a sense of belonging, you want to belong to something, but you want to belong to what? If you don't understand your own morals, values, and beliefs, how are you going to attach yourself to other organizations, individuals, or people? And you're not even sure about your own, but you're adopting things possibly from other people, individuals, and organizations that are not yours. So you never really feel connected. You never really feel a part of anything. You always feel like you're pulling a rope and you're being dragged along. You got to cut that rope, stand up, knock the dust off, and say, okay, this is where I am. This is where I came from. And like I said, the biggest challenge of finding your sense of being is facing where you are right now, the reality of where you are, accepting your mistakes, and being comfortable in loving yourself, being comfortable in who you are. If people paint you as a bad person, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. Come to an understanding with your emotions. Figure out what are the things that trigger you. Who are the people that trigger the negative things in your life? Incorporate more positive aspects, more positive people, more positive words. And the biggest thing is start embracing your passion, the things you're passionate about. And if you don't know, start exploring. Get on the internet, start looking up things, start finding out about things, see what interests you, and then give it a shot. Find out your sense of being, then go to your sense of belonging. Then you're going to find out that, you know what? You can have a much better life mentally and emotionally than you're living right now. You can be happy You can be comfortable with who you are. You can be in a room full of billionaires and feel good, feel proud, because you know who you are. You know, a lot of rich, successful people hide behind money and machines and status and titles. A lot of CEOs do that. The richest person in the world is the person that knows who they are. And despite their contributions may not be on $1 million or $100,000 scale, they know that when they go out to do the things that they're passionate about and the people that they're interacting with, the one or two that they are affecting and being a part of their life, you're creating more change and doing more for that person than those millionaires and billionaires are. You're doing something that's for life. They're doing something for the moment and a tax break. Find out your sense of being. Accept the challenge of facing who you are, the reality of where you are, and know that you can be so much more. Find out where you belong, what it is you need to belong, and what do you need from anybody that you bring into your life and anybody who you give your time and effort to. Make it productive. Hey, thank you for checking out the Simply Straight Talk Show, man. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, new shows drop every Friday. Y'all check us out right here. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Straight Talk Show with Reggie Maddox. If you like what you just heard, we hope you'll pass along our podcast to your friends and colleagues. And please leave us a positive review on iTunes. Be sure to check out our archive section on iTunes, Spotify, Libsyn, and YouTube. Join us next time for another edition of the Simply Straight Talk Show.